Good afternoon. I am Kls Fuerte. Kiki is my nickname. This is how friends and family call me. And I am the author of Never Saw You Coming, which is a great book. Now, when did you last read a riveting love story? Some time ago? Well, you're about to find out about this one. So why you should read the book? Because it's about love, and it's a fun book to read. Love makes the world go round, but love has so many different faces. I mean, there's different kinds of love in the book. There's love between the two characters, of course, but there's, if you take it to a wider spectrum, there is the family love that Beatrice and Edward have around them. There is mother-daughter love. There are relationships between people, between colleagues. Whether it's joy, whether it's sadness, whether it's pride. I mean, we have two people from different cultures. Beatrice is black, French Caribbean from Martinique. Edward is white, he's British. How do the cultures mix, you know? There is this aspect also. Even though the book is not about race, the core of the book is about love and how love can bring your life to give me the word, to paradise, as well as take you down to hell. Beatrice is an endless romantic, and she started on a pedestal. Everything was just perfect, and when gradually the love story started to turn into vinegar, as we say in French, I think that her system was completely shocked. I mean, the book is full of emotions up and down. It's like a roller coaster, because I was trying to mirror what life really is like, full of surprises, full of ups and downs, and how do you cope with all these things when they just slam in your face and so on. So creating Beatrice was, for me, creating this young lady who could be your sister, your neighbor, making her approachable and as real as possible, even though she was fiction. I think people should read it and look at maybe all these different signs, these little alerts that Beatrice is not seeing on purpose, that she's putting her head in the sand so many times, because this love story started so well. She met Prince Charming. Why would she think after a few months that, oh my gosh, this is not Prince Charming, this is a devil? No, she wouldn't think that. No. Life is wonderful. This is my prince. This is my man. And as a reader, if you have experienced these or had these thoughts, well, then don't do like Beatrice. Run away. If you are the chap who might be like Edward, stop being like Edward. Sort yourself out, buddy. Beatrice's partner is Edward, and he's very problematic. He starts like an angel, like a Prince Charming. Turns out to be something very different. Let me read to you about Edward, okay? From the lounge, I heard Edward sobbing in the bedroom. They had just had an argument the pages before. I went back to him slowly, still shaking, realizing I had just held a knife against my fiancé. When I entered the room, he was on the floor, his knees bent under his chin, crying like a child. I felt pity for him. He looked at me, his face softer, and a small smile was desperately trying to peer through his swollen lips. He'd bitten them, and a little drop of blood could be seen in the corner of his bottom lip. "I'm so sorry, Beatrice." I'll never do that again. Please forgive me. Please wear your ring. We are going to be married in August. He begged me with a soft voice. I remained silent, just watched. In front of my eyes, the man I thought was my everything had threatened me verbally with his swearing, shouting, yelling, screaming for months. Now he was crying like a child, begging for forgiveness. Shh. You'll have to find out more about Edward.
By reading the book.
Exactly, by reading Never Saw You Coming. Oh la la, where can I start? I've had so many fiascos in my love stories, from my teenage years to my life as a young lady to... And so Edward is the mixture of all these men who have come and gone into my life. And it's taking me a long time, many, many years, to think, why is it that I always fall for the wrong guy? And so creating a character which encapsulated all these wrong guys was real fun, actually. So there are bits about Edward which are really good, because he had to be very attractive to Beatrice to start their relationship. But it turns out to be very different. Well, a comment that I have heard a lot is, I couldn't put it down. Wow, what an emotional roller coaster, a page turner. I'm quite pleased to have had like a few 5-star reviews on Amazon, and many readers have said, please write the second one. We want to know what happens. One of my readers said, I burnt my dinner reading this book because I couldn't put it down. So I don't want my readers to burn their dinners, but I want them to just be engrossed in there and feel every emotional drop. Something in the book makes it feel real through the style, and also because, like I said, it is fiction, but there are bits of reality in it, because it's written to look like life, right? Because life is not a straight line. So I wanted to create a world which looks real, even though it's not real. My favorite part is the whole book. I can't lie. This is why I'm struggling to find the part to read. I could just do sometimes, like I just go, when I choose my holidays, I'll just take the holiday book and close my eyes and go there, and I could do that. Because I love writing, and I have always written from a young age. There is a quote that I kind of live by. It's by Toni Morrison, an author that I adore. And Toni Morrison wrote, if you want to read a book, but it hasn't been written yet, write it. And this is what I've done. I am always inspired by people around me, friends, family, or even strangers. And so I've lived so many different lives, not like a cat, but I've had different love stories in my life, and I've found inspiration from there. So inspiration from the real world, my imagination, because in the book, Never Saw You Coming, there are loads and loads of people and characters and places that I've never met, never been. I just love the freedom that fiction can give. There are places there where, in the book, where I've never been. There are people, there are some characters that I know, I remember from traveling on the tube, and a particular person would sit in front of me, and and they would inspire me by the way that they look, by the body language, the way they would speak with the person next to them. I sometimes carry a little notebook in my bag, and I will start writing about the couple sitting in front of me who are not talking to each other, maybe because they don't know each other, but I'll make a whole argument that they had last night and make some notes. And then I'll go back to these notes and say, okay, that's interesting. Or talking to real people. I remember talking to a nurse in hospital and chatting to her. She just told me the most amazing story. Like do you mind me telling you this? Because I think it's amazing. The midwife who delivered her had actually delivered every single child from her mother in the same hospital, and was still alive and knew all of the 8 children. Now imagine a story about that family. Yes, so I wrote some notes about her because it's a little gem that I can use later. So the end of book 1, you will just see a different side of Beatrice, and maybe she's not as naive and lovely, angelic as you think she is. I'm not saying anymore. I mean, even yesterday, as on my Facebook, Kls Fuerte, I was teasing my Facebook friends about the interview today. One of my friends said, when is this for you to announce the second book? And I said, oh, I'm still writing it. Yes, it's on its way. I will continue to trace Beatrice's journey, and you will find out what happens. This is only the first book. It's a trilogy in my head. That's number 1.